Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. It's been some time that I'm coming back with another video because I've been a little busy with my management consulting program. So in between, inadvertently I'm getting some work because of which I'm not able to dedicate all my time to my videos. However, what I'm going to do is it will take me some time to get back to my daily videos. However, I'll try and keep posting videos at least every alternate days, and some days maybe if I am lucky then I will be able to post videos one after the other every day as well. So my apologies to people who wait for my videos and who people who subscribe to my channel and are regular viewers of my channel. So my apologies that I've not been able to come to you as regularly as I was able to do earlier. However, this is a temporary phase, it's a passing phase. Very soon I'll be able to get back to my daily videos. At least I wish for that. So a very important topic for today: which are the most important signs and which are the most important planets in your D9 chart, in your Navamsa chart. Now, why this topic is very important, and though I have reiterated it in many ways when I'm doing my Navamsa videos, which are the most important houses, which are the most important signs, which are the most important nakshatras, we have done a number of it. But today I want to connect them and see the alignment between the Navamsa chart, the most important signs in the Navamsa chart, the most important planets in the Navamsa chart, and how do you relate it and see it in line with, in lieu with the Lagna chart. Because anything or any analysis that you do of the Navamsa chart without doing an analysis or aligning it to the D1 chart, the Lagna chart, is incomplete. And as you know, I never would say, okay, today I'm giving you the biggest secret, so this is the secret. I will never talk out of the top of my mind. Whenever I come to you, I'll come with practical applications, I will come with analysis, I will come with proofs from the shlokas or from the nakshatra energies or the degree of the ascendant or the degree of the Lagna. Today also I am going to give you proof, practical proof why certain signs in your Navamsa, certain planets in your Navamsa are very, very important, and you will be able to see the proof for yourself. So let's jump into it and then see how which signs and which planets are most important in your D9 chart, in your Navamsa chart, how you ascertain them, then how are you able to get the maximum benefits out of it by aligning their placement in the D9 in the Navamsa chart, by aligning it to their placements and the house rulership in the Lagna chart. Now firstly, how do you see which is the ascendant in the Navamsa chart? When we make the 9 parts of the Lagna chart, because that's what the Navamsa chart is, it is the 9th part of your Lagna chart. So when you make 9 parts of your Lagna chart, then the ascendant is made into 9 parts, and whichever the specific degree of the Lagna, the Navamsa which lies at that specific degree, that becomes the ascendant of your Navamsa chart. I have also done many videos around this to show you with the nakshatra diagram how you need to look, how you look at the specific Navamsa, and from that specific Navamsa you are also able to ascertain the Lagna or the Navamsa. I will just not say because if you are in this degree so you will go there. I will show you the image, I will show you the specific degree, I will point you to that place, and then I will show you how it is ascertained in the Navamsa chart. I have done many videos around that. So firstly, you look at the specific degree of your Lagna chart and which is the Navamsa at that part. From that you calculate which is the Lagna of your Navamsa chart in your D9 chart. Once you arrive at that particular Navamsa, you put planets placed there basis their degrees, and then you start analyzing. But that's an incomplete way of looking at the Navamsa. You need to look at what are the main sign energies of the Navamsa chart, and how do you ascertain what are the main sign energies of the Navamsa chart. So let's jump into a practical application, not because Irfan is saying, because Irfan wants, because Irfan thinks there is a specific research in my mind, secret in my mind. My approach to astrology is now that I will show you specifically from the nakshatra, from the specific degree, which proves why I am saying what I am saying. And this is one of the things which differentiates my channel Astro Assurance from almost all channels on YouTube, where I will give you practical applications. I am not into scaring people and telling you this will happen, that will happen, and give you some vague statements of this is going to happen, that is going to happen. I will talk about what the planet's karakas are, what the signs representations is, what the houses representation is, how you are able to see all of them together, rather than saying something out of the top of the mind and then saying this is my analysis, this is my research, or this is what I think. So there is no my thinking here. My analysis, my research may be there, but that's not my approach to astrology. So let's jump into practically seeing from the nakshatra diagram, seeing the specific degree, how you arrive at the Navamsa, how you arrive at the 4 specific special signs of the Navamsa. Now let's say you have a horoscope, or your horoscope, your chart is of the Aries ascendant native, easy to start with, and say these are your planetary placements. Mars is in the Lagna, Rahu and Ketu are in the 2nd and 8th house axis, Jupiter is in very strong placement in the Pisces sign in the 12th house, Venus is in the 3rd house, Saturn is in the 4th house, Sun and Mercury are in the 5th house, and say Moon is in the 7th house. So this is what it is. And let's say you are born with, or the person is born at 5 degrees of Aries ascendant. Now we get into the practical application. Now I'm not going to say something from the top of my mind. I'm going to show you how to analyze what 5 degrees of your Lagna means and how you arrive at the assessment of that particular placement. So what you do is you look at, this is the nakshatra, or this is the entire zodiac, where you have the first sign being Aries, then the Taurus sign, then the Gemini, Cancer, Leo, all the way up to Pisces. And you have the nakshatras, each of the nakshatras also, where you can see Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra. Not only that, you can also see the specific Navamsas. So the 4 padas of Ashwini, starting from Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, all up to Sagittarius, and then the next Navamsa starting from Capricorn in the Kritika nakshatra, the 2nd pada, and then we go all up to the end of the Taurus sign, where it is ending up with the Virgo Navamsa. And then you start with the Libra Navamsa, the first pada of Gemini sign, and from there all the way you go up till the end of Gemini Navamsa in the Gemini sign. And so this is how the zodiac is. Now when we say 5 degrees of Aries is what your horoscope is, your Lagna is at 5 degrees. So how do you see 5 degrees in the zodiac? The 5 degrees of Aries will be the 2nd pada, because each pada is 3 degrees 20 minutes. So the 2nd pada will be, the end of the 2nd pada will be 6 degrees 40 minutes, which means the 2nd pada will occupy from 3 degrees 20 minutes onwards until 6 degrees 40 minutes. So obviously 5 degrees will fall in the 2nd pada and in the Taurus Navamsa. So what does this mean? Because the Lagna at 5 degrees is falling in the Taurus Navamsa, so your ascendant in your D9 chart, in your Navamsa chart, will be having the Taurus ascendant. Okay. Then you don't end there. You go on. You see, for every sign, because the Lagna is Aries and you have seen 5 degrees of Aries, that is landing in the Taurus Navamsa. Then you see, where is the 5 degrees of Taurus landing? Where is the 5 degrees of Gemini landing? Where is the 5 degrees of Cancer landing? And so on. So the 5 degrees of Taurus sign will be lying in the 3rd pada, in the Aquarius Navamsa. So keep this in mind. Lagna of the Navamsa is falling in the Taurus Navamsa. Then Taurus sign Navamsa is lying in the Aquarius sign, or the Aquarius Navamsa. Then in Gemini, where is the 5 degrees falling? The 5th degree in the Gemini sign is falling in the Scorpio Navamsa. And then go to Cancer sign. Where is the 5th degree of Cancer lying in? 5th degree of Cancer lies in the Leo Navamsa. Then where is the 5th degree of Leo sign lying? The 5th degree of Leo sign is falling under the Taurus Navamsa. Then Virgo sign, which is the 5th degree in the Virgo sign, lying at again Aquarius. So if you see, the 4 specific padas are all recurring. Taurus Navamsa, Aquarius Navamsa, Scorpio Navamsa, Leo Navamsa. Again Taurus Navamsa, Aquarius Navamsa, Scorpio Navamsa, Leo Navamsa, again Taurus Navamsa, Aquarius Navamsa, Scorpio Navamsa, Leo Navamsa. So these 4 specific Navamsa are repeated at 5 degrees of each sign, which means what are the most important signs which are showing their strongest effect at that specific degree? They are Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio and Leo. So automatically these 4 signs being the most important signs, for each of the signs at 5 degrees, that specific Navamsa lying there. So this is what your chart will overall look like, with the Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius signs becoming the Kendras of the Taurus sign. The Taurus sign is your Lagna of your Navamsa, the D9 chart. So the 4 recurring signs again and again recurring in the zodiac at 5 degrees is ending up giving you the Taurus Navamsa. And then when you look at the specific degrees of each planet, you place the planets in those specific Navamsas and this is what you arrive at, for example. So what does it show? Taurus sign, Leo sign, Scorpio sign and Aquarius sign are the most important signs. Now to make it easy for you, look at your Navamsa. Whichever signs are lying in these 4 Kendras, they are the ones who have repeated 3 times in your zodiac at the specific degree of your Lagna. That is why these 4 Kendra houses have those 4 sign energies, which means your Lagna chart will have at the specific degrees of each house or each sign the Taurus sign energies, or in your chart whichever is your Lagna, that has recurred 3 times at the specific degree of the Lagna. At the specific degree of the second house, that has fallen 3 times in the horoscope. Then the third house sign, whichever is the sign, that sign has fallen 3 times in your zodiac at the specific degree of the Lagna, as well as the fourth. So these 4 signs, whichever is your ascendant in your D9 chart, these are the main sign energies. So these sign energies become very important in most of the manifestation of any of your results in your life. And why is it? Because the specific degree of the Lagna is falling in a certain Navamsa at that specific degree. These 4 sign energies are recurring 3 times and none of the other outer sign energies are falling at a specific degree. So the Taurus sign, for the specific example, Leo sign, Scorpio sign or Aquarius. For some of you it may be the other way around, it may be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius or Pisces. For somebody else it may be the Cancer sign or the Libra sign or maybe the Capricorn sign or maybe the Aries sign. So that's how different ascendants may arrive at, and those 4 signs of the Kendras become the most important sign. Now that we know that these 4 signs are very important, how do you analyze their results? Firstly, you analyze the results by seeing these signs lie in which houses in the Lagna chart. So in your Lagna chart, the Taurus sign is your 2nd house, the Leo sign is your 5th house, the Scorpio sign is your 8th house and Aquarius sign is your 11th house. So these 4 sign energies having occupied these 4 houses will guide most of the results of your life, most of the situations of your life, most of the changes in your life, most of the transformations of your life, most of the opportunities of your life, most of your pitfalls in your life, most of your most challenging issues in your life. These houses you will find again and again. They will be manifesting because of the presence of the 4 main signs in these 4 houses. These 4 houses and these specific sign energies will manifest again and again and again. So wherever your 4 Kendra house signs in your Navamsa chart are lying in whichever houses in your Lagna chart, they become the driving force of your life, and most of the time you will find their biggest happiness, sorrows, challenges, opportunities, growth, everything more or less in some way or the other will get connected to those signs which are your main Kendra signs in your Navamsa chart. So yeah, because this person's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius signs are falling in the 2nd, 5th, 8th and the 11th house. So again and again throughout his life, his income, his remuneration, his values, his principles, his family, his nourishment, then his romantic life, his kids, his financial investments, his risk-taking ability, his artistic denotations, then his ability to make changes in his career from time to time, because the 5th house is the 8th to the 10th house, then his ability to overcome obstacles, issues, problems, and then joint assets, then research, being able to look deep dive into different situations in his life, learn from the obstacles, learn from the challenges, learn from the issues, and also an ability to be able to get gains from or losses from joint assets, depending on how this particular 8th house overall energies are based on planetary placement. And then the Aquarius sign lying in the 11th house, which means societal gains, societal challenges, societal issues, societal network, acquaintances, working a larger organization, how the person approaches his wishes and desires. All these areas will guide the main situations, opportunities, obstacles, growth, happiness, sorrows. All of these will be guided by the 11th house energies, because Aquarius sign is placed here. So for this particular individual, most of his life's results will be around the 2nd house being Taurus sign rulership, 5th house having Leo sign, the other house sign in the Navamsa, then the Taurus sign, the 3rd sign in the Navamsa is the Kendra house, and the Aquarius sign is the 4th Kendra house in the Navamsa chart. So these signs being the most important ones, these houses become the very, very important ones. So what you need to see is where these planets or their house lords are placed, the dignity of the houses itself. So for example, here for this particular person, the 2nd house being very important, Rahu is placed here. Automatically Rahu will increase, decrease, create issues, create opportunities in his income, remuneration, and different areas of the house. 2nd house being one of the most important house. So Rahu place here becomes very important. Then Sun and Mercury place in the 5th house become very important automatically, because the 2nd house very, very important house being Leo, because being the 5th house, because Leo sign energies. Then Ketu being placed in the Scorpio sign energies, very spiritual placement for Ketu in the rulership of its own sign. And lastly, the 11th house becomes very important because of Aquarius sign energies. And obviously the planetary placements will also show how they will be able to get gain. So Venus being placed, the ruler of the 2nd house, in the 3rd house, which automatically means that the person will gain through effort, through his communication, through his ability to market, brand himself better. Then Sun being in his own house in the 5th house in the Leo sign, which means the person's ability to showcase responsibility, accountability, leadership, being able to make the right investments with dignity, with self-respect, these will guide the results. Ketu being the one who is a denier, so Ketu to some extent is also protective of the 8th house, because it is in its own sign, own house. It is protective, but this is also very spiritual denotation. This may also create an interest in the occult to many people, but this may deny you very good results in joint assets, or getting inheritance, or making huge gains of the 8th house, unless you are more giving here, you are more understanding here, empathetic, and you are more contributing here rather than expecting higher results. If you do more service here, face the challenges of the 8th house, especially the ups and downs in your life, but still with a lot of gratitude, and yet with perseverance, patience, then over a period of time, Ketu will also give you excellent results. So that's how you see how the placement of the houses and the lords are placed, because for example, wishes and desires will come, how you treat the matters of the domestic life, how you take along your spouse, your family, how you manage your assets, how you manage your investments, for example. Then to connect these placements back to your Navamsa, because as I said, we need to look at not only what are the most important signs, but also the planets. So let's go to the Navamsa chart. Now in the Navamsa, basis what specific degree the Lagna is, we already made the houses, and we have the 4 important signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And then based on the specific degree of the planets, I didn't want to get too much into detail of planetary degrees, because planets also specific degrees will get into specific Navamsa. I wanted to focus more importantly on the 4 signs and how to use planets placed in them. So each one of you will already have your Navamsa chart, but also have your planet there. So in your Navamsa, these 4 Kendra house signs being the most important signs, which means all the planets which are in the Kendra houses in the Navamsa chart are the most important planets in your Navamsa chart, in your D9 chart, and they have the strongest strength, strongest dignity, strongest opportunity to be able to give great results, fantastic results placed in the D9 chart. But also, if you don't treat those energies well, if you don't understand those energies well, if you don't use the opportunities very well, then you may invite, in fact, challenges rather than opportunities, rather than gains. So for this particular person, his moon and Mars both placed in the Lagna, for anything related to his Lagna, to his plans, to his health, to his elevation in society, to his stature in society, to respect in society, and monetary gains. Why monetary gains? Because the Lagna has Taurus sign energies. Taurus sign is the money sign. All of these results will be got from the Chandramangal Yoga, or the synergy of energies between Moon and Mars in the Lagna, in the D9 chart, in the first house, in the Taurus sign. So what the manifestation means is that as long as you are very focused, you are very connected to, and you are very goal oriented towards money, you make your plans, strategic plans, because Mars is also a planner, and you use all your energies and focus on money matters, then you may get very, very good results in your life basis how you plan your finances, how you plan your remuneration, how you plan your growth, because the Taurus sign is also about your nourishment and related to money, your income. So as long as you focus your attention on money, income, but with values, with principles and undiluted attention, you will make a lot of money. But which house does Mars rule? The 12th house and the 7th house, which means a very strong placement of making money from foreign lands, or through foreign acquaintances, or foreign clients, or in foreign companies, or even business connected to partnership, working in a partnership and making money, because Mars rules the 7th house, or working with spouse, or even spouse being the one who brings in the good luck or the opportunity to make money. Then Moon is an exaltation sign in the Lagna itself. This is a fantastic placement, which means the more hard work that you put in, the higher elevation that you get in society, the higher gains you will get in society. And this is also very important, because we saw that in the Lagna chart, Venus, the second lord, is placed in the 3rd house. Just to bring you back on speed, in the Lagna chart, the second lord Venus was placed in the 3rd house. So Moon being the 3rd lord and being placed in the second sign Taurus, this is a very strong denotation, which means that you will make more money, you will make more gains if you focus in energies, you work on your communication skills, you focus your energies on making money, but through understanding, empathy, working with others, empathizing with others in a team-like manner, but with the goal orientation of Mars. Then Saturn, which is ruling the 4th house and placed in the Scorpio sign, but in the 7th house. This is also a very strong placement, because Saturn gets a lot of dignity in the 7th house, because it gets highest directional strength in the 7th house, because 7th house also has Libra energies where Saturn gets exalted. But because this is the Scorpio sign, which means in your work you may go through ups and downs, challenges, issues, problems, and this will be something which you will have to regularly look at and keep an attention at. Why keep an attention? Because these 4 signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius, are the most important signs. And because Saturn rules one Kendra and is placed another Kendra in the D9 chart, Navamsa chart, this is very, very important placement of Saturn in your Navamsa chart for this particular person, I mean. So, a lot of gains may come in from his work. Spouse may also be connected to work, but there may be ups and down challenges also. Spouse may also be a very mature person. Spouse may also be slightly older than what you would desire, or what you will want, or what you will expect. Spouse may be same age as you. Spouse may be sometime even slightly older. Especially this is strongly manifested for men, whether his wife may be few years older or maybe the same age. Secondly, person may marry late. However, the person may get a lot of good gains after getting married. A lot of stability in the relationship, and work may also get connected. So this is how you see which are the planets placed in the Navamsa chart in the Kendra. Those planets are very, very important. These 4 signs are very important, and how these or where these signs are placed in your Lagna chart, and which houses they are placed in, and where the rulers are placed in. So for example, ruler of Leo sign in the 5th house, Sun is placed in the 5th house itself. But the ruler of the 2nd house, Venus, is placed in the 3rd house. And then the ruler of the 8th house, Mars, is placed in the Lagna. Very, very strong placement. Whereas Saturn, ruler of the 11th house, is placed in the 4th house. So you need to look at both. And then how do you connect? I've also done videos where I've shown how to connect the placement of a planet in a certain sign in your D9 chart with the sign in your Lagna chart. We've already done Sun in the different signs in the D9 chart, Mars in the different signs in your D9 chart. For all the planets, I've already done the entire series of planets placed in different signs. And because I completed Jupiter placed in different signs in the D9 chart only a few days back, that's why I'm doing this video now, because I've completed the entire series and people can now go back to those videos and then see how to see the placement of a planet in your D9 chart and which sign it is, and then connect it to the placement in the D1 chart in the Lagna chart. So if you want more details how you see this placement of a planet in your specific sign in your D9 chart with where it is placed in your Lagna chart, please see those videos. But now, because we are on it, just to give you one manifestation. For example, because we said these 4 signs are very important for this particular person in the D9 chart, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius, then see where is the ruler of the 4th house placed. The ruler of the 4th house is placed in the Sun, is placed in the sign of Gemini. Now connect Sun's placement in the Gemini sign to Sun's placement in the Lagna chart. So you can see that video. However, let me just give you a snapshot of this placement. Sun has gone into the Gemini sign in the 2nd house, and Sun is placed in the 5th house itself in the Lagna chart for this person, and in own sign of Leo, which means Sun in Leo means the person will get his remuneration, his income, his livelihood through communication. Why communication? Because it is placed in the sign of Gemini. Gemini sign is for communication, but also hard work, also marketing ability. But in the Lagna chart it is placed in the Leo sign, which means through communication, through hard work, through responsibility, this person will be able to make his money, will be able to make his assets, but by taking ownership, which Leo sign's placement of Sun in the Lagna chart represents, and by taking a responsibility, by taking accountability, by showing leadership and not hesitating to make the change. Why not hesitating to make the change? Because Sun is placed in the Leo sign but in the 5th house in the Lagna chart. So without hesitating to make a change, whenever the opportunity comes to make a change, do that and try and love your work, take a lot of interest in your work, because Sun is in the 5th house in your Lagna chart. So friends, if none of your planets are placed in your D9 chart in any of the Kendra houses, then how do you see results? Then all you need to do is see where the Kendra lords are placed, because the Kendra houses have the 4 more important signs. Your Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Saturn are the rulers of the Kendra. Then see where they are placed, and then those 4 planets, if none of the planets are placed in the D9 chart, look at them. But if there are any planets placed, for example, in this specific example where Moon, Mars and Saturn are placed, these planets become most important. Level 1. Level 2, those house lords, those houses which are empty. For empty houses where their lords are placed, they become very important. Now for the Taurus sign and Scorpio sign, because Moon and Mars are already placed in Taurus, the best results of Taurus in your life will come through Moon and Mars manifestation, and for Scorpio, Saturn will be the one who will drive the results, because Saturn is placed in the Scorpio Navamsa. For Leo Navamsa and Aquarius Navamsa, Aquarius has already got connected to Saturn placed here, so this connection we have already seen. The only house which is empty and does not have the planet in the Kendra is the 4th Lord Sun. It is placed in the 2nd house. We have already seen how to see those results. So if none of your Kendra houses have any planets, then look where their planets are placed. So for the 1st house, if there are no planets in the 1st house, see where the ruler is placed and then see the connection of the ruler in the D9 sign with the sign in the Lagna chart and then connect them. If there are no planets in the 4th house, then see where the 4th house is placed, see its placement in the D9 chart, connected with the sign placement in the Lagna chart, and then see the results. That's how you will be able to overall see how to manifest the results of the D9 chart, the most important signs in the D9 chart, the most important planets in the D9 chart, and accordingly be able to arrive at how the manifestation will be, where the opportunity will come from, which planets become very important, and how to be able to take them forward. So friends, now that we have seen how to arrive at through looking at the chart or map of the zodiac itself, where we saw specifically which degree the Lagna lies, from the degree of the Lagna you see that degree in every house, every sign, and from that we will get 4 recurring signs again and again in all the 12 houses. Those recurring signs become the kendras of your Navamsa chart. Those signs become the most important signs in your D9 chart, and most of your manifestations in your life will come from those. See which houses those signs rule in your Lagna chart, and then you will be able to see those houses will again and again create opportunity, challenges, problems for you. And then in your D9 chart, those planets which are placed in any of the 4 Kendra houses, the results of the Kendra houses will come from those planets. So be able to see holistically which are the most important signs in your Navamsa, which are the most important planets in your Navamsa, connect them with your Lagna chart, and then see. So far, most of the situations in life, opportunities in life, gains in life, wishes and desires fulfillment in your life will some way or the other get connected to the houses those 4 signs rule in your Lagna chart, and to those planets which are placed in the Kendra or rule the Kendra in the D9 chart. So friend, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time, some other video. This is your friend astrology and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.